Hello, good afternoon, good morning or good evening. Welcome to Matthew Explores and episode 4 of History and a Pint. Today we are leaving the United Kingdom and we are heading to Rome for a look at some of the city's history, followed by a drink in a local bar, all within walking distance of some of the most incredible and historic structures in the world. This is History and a Pint, where a drink is always close to the history. We'll be ending at a bar on the banks of the River Tiber for some refreshment. However, first we are off to one of the most iconic landmarks in the world, the Colosseum. Built nearly 2,000 years ago, the Colosseum, officially the Flavian Amphitheatre, was commissioned by Emperor Vespasian in 72 AD and completed by his son Titus in 80 AD. It was a gift to the Roman people, replacing Nero's extravagant palace with a public arena for blood, spectacle and glory. The oval-shaped marvel could seat up to 80,000 spectators, with 80 entrance arches at ground level, allowing for crowd control. The seating was set into classes, and the closer to the action, the higher your status. Inside, gladiators clashed in brutal combat. Wild animal hunts, executions and even mock naval battles were believed to have been staged here. Yes, apparently they flooded the arena to simulate sea warfare. However, unlike the film Gladiator 2, there is no evidence of sharks being used in the arena. Over its active years, it's estimated that over 400,000 people died, including slaves, criminals and gladiators. And millions of animals died within its walls, including lions, elephants, crocodiles. You name it, they were part of the show. Architecturally, it's a masterpiece. Built with travertine stone, volcanic rock and Roman concrete, it features 3 tiers of columns in differing architectural types, including Doric, Ionic and Corinthian. A retractable awning system called the Valerium was also available to shade spectators from the sun. Beneath the arena lies the Hypogeum, a labyrinth of tunnels, cages and trapdoors used to surprise the crowd with sudden appearance of beasts and fighters. Today the Colosseum stands as a symbol of Roman engineering, spectacle and resilience. Despite earthquakes, fires and centuries of looting, it remains one of the new 7 wonders of the world, drawing over 7 million visitors annually. And next we're literally crossing the road from the Colosseum as we head to the Roman Forum. Nestled between the Palatine and Capitoline hills, the Forum began as marshland, drained by the Circus Maximus, one of the world's earliest sewer systems. From humble beginnings, it evolved into a sprawling plaza lined with temples, basilicas and monuments. Here at the Forum, the Romans gathered for elections, trials, speeches and even public executions. Lined with temples to gods like Saturn, Vesta, Castor and Pollux stood proudly, while Curia Julia housed the Senate, the nerve centre of Roman governance. Julius Caesar was cremated here, and his temple still draws visitors who leave flowers in tribute, and flowers are left at this site daily. Just a short walk away stands one of Rome's most extraordinary and well-preserved monuments, Trajan's Column, a towering tribute to the Emperor Trajan's victories in the Dacian Wars. Completed in 113 AD, this 30-metre column stands on a 5-metre pedestal, featuring a spiral frieze that winds 23 times around the shaft, depicting 155 scenes and over 2,600 figures, including Trajan himself, who appears 58 times on the frieze. Crafted from multiple massive Carrara marble blocks, the column even houses a spiral staircase inside with 185 steps leading to a viewing platform. The column towers over the ruins of Trajan's Forum. Originally topped with a statue of Trajan, it was replaced in 1587 by a bronze figure of St. Peter, still watching over Rome today. The column looked over Trajan's Forum which at one time included 2 libraries, one in Latin and one in Greek, carved in stone for eternity. The Forum and the Column were paid for by the spoils of war from Dacia. The Roman Forum and Trajan's Column tells tales of ambition, architecture, and ancient propaganda. We're now taking a short walk to our next destination, and this is the Circus Maximus. Long before the football stadiums and Formula 1 tracks of today, this was the ultimate venue for thrills, spills and political spectacle. Built in the 6th century BCE, the Circus Maximus was a colossal chariot racing stadium nestled between the Aventine and Palatine Hills. At its peak it could hold up to 250,000 spectators, more than Wembley Stadium. The original wooden stands were prone to fire. They were replaced and expanded using stone, and then Emperor Trajan gave it its final grand form in 103 CE. But it wasn't just racing. The circus hosted gladiator fights, beast hunts and even public executions. Politicians used these spectacles to win favour. The more lavish the games, the more votes they'd accrue. After the fall of the Roman Empire, the site was abandoned, repurposed for farming and eventually buried under centuries of earth. Today it's a public park and is often the site of concert venues and has played host to the Rolling Stones amongst many others. But if you dig deep enough, you'll find echoes of ancient roars and racing wheels. So next time you're in Rome, stand here and imagine the thunder of the hooves, the roar of the crowd, the drama that unfolded on this ancient track. This was the Circus Maximus, the original arena of adrenaline. We are going to one final stop on the way to the riverside bars, and this is the awe-inspiring Pantheon, a temple turned church that's defied time for nearly 2,000 years. Originally built by Marcus Agrippa around 27 BC, it was built out of wood and burnt down approximately 100 years later. The Pantheon we see today was rebuilt and finished by Emperor Hadrian between 118 and 128 AD. Hadrian, ever the humble, kept Agrippa's name on the front, a nod to legacy over ego. Pantheon, its name comes from the Greek meaning pan, meaning all, and theos, meaning gods, though historians still debate its original purpose. Was it a temple to all the gods, or a stage for emperors to mingle with the divine? Architecturally, it's a marvel. The dome, for nearly 2,000 years, was the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world, spanning 43.3 metres and being perfectly symmetrical. The height from floor to the oculus matches the dome's diameter, forming a perfect sphere. At the dome's centre is the oculus, a 9-metre wide opening that lets in sunlight and rain. But no need to worry, the marble floor is subtly sloped with hidden drains to allow rainwater to run away. The 16 Corinthian columns at the entrance each weigh 60 tonnes and were quarried in Egypt, floated down the Nile, shipped across the Mediterranean and hauled to Rome, a logistical feat worthy of the gods. In 609 AD, the Pantheon was converted to a Christian church, saving it from ruin. Today it's known as the Basilica of St Mary and the Martyrs and is still in use. Inside lie the tombs of Italian royalty and the legendary artist Raphael. The Pantheon isn't just a building, it's a time capsule of Roman ambition, artistry and adaptation. So that's all the sites. Thank you for exploring with me. If you have enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up, check out my other videos and share and subscribe to be notified of future videos. And now all that remains for me is to head down to the riverside for a glass of something, and today something a bit more cosmopolitan than a pint. I'm going to say cheers with a nice glass of wine. So cheers, and one final thank you, and that's to my daughter for arranging this wonderful trip to Rome for me. That's all, and bye for now.